Today's tight economy is making it harder and harder for Americans to meet their basic needs. And to cope, consumers are charging everything on credit cards, from groceries at the local supermarket to selecting the pay outside option, using the credit card, of course, to fill up at the pump.
Well, if I do 16,000 in sales in a day, or 12,000 is going to be credit cards.
Last year, Americans put more than $2.2 trillion worth of goods and services on their credit cards. As those numbers increased, many financial experts point out the playing field between creditors and borrowers became very one-sided. Consumer complaints ranging from unfair rate hikes to hidden fees are getting more and more attention. In Congress, some lawmakers have threatened banks with tighter regulations surrounding credit card fees and policies. One of the more outspoken on the issue is Representative Maloney of New York, a woman Time magazine calls a tenacious and resilient legislator. Maloney has introduced what she calls the Credit Cardholders Bill of Rights.
We know from the subprime crisis, government has been criticized, the Federal Reserve has been criticized for not acting quicker. Now we know that credit cards are being abusive, and what the bill does is that it really reforms and stops some of the most abusive practices. This is good.
Maloney contacted CBN News after seeing coverage about credit card industry abuses on the 700 Club.
I have gotten many calls from across the country that said, hey, you've got to look at what the Christian Broadcasting Network is doing. They're doing a series of really great interviews on credit card abuse and fraud.
Simply put, the Credit Cardholders Bill of Rights would protect against arbitrary interest rate increases, due date gimmicks, misleading terms, and allow cardholders to set limits on their credit, protect vulnerable consumers from fee-heavy subprime cards, and Congress would provide better oversight of the credit card industry. The Federal Reserve is also getting into the game. It recently called for credit card companies to stop raising interest rates for no reason and make sure customers have enough time to pay their bills.
The Fed is responsible for safety and soundness in our financial institutions, and for them to say that this is unfair and deceptive practices and that it needs to be stopped. And hey, they issued guidelines that are very, very similar to the bill.
Consumers say changes are long overdue.
I think it's great, and I think they should go for it and, help the American people out and, do the best for them.
You want certain government intervention. I mean, it's been kind of lax. We do need more, intervention, to regulate large companies like that.
While Maloney expects a fight from the banking industry, she believes the American people deserve a chance to stay in the game.
We have a strong support. 127 co-sponsors is very significant. Having the guidance from the Federal Reserve that basically says this is unfair and deceptive and needs to change is tremendously important. And I hope to pass this bill before the August recess.
Charlene Israel, CBN News.